In the book of Joshua, God commanded the Israelites to conquer Jericho. Joshua sending 2 spies to scout the land they were going to take, and at a certain point, the ruler of Jericho attempted to apprehend the spies that were sent by Joshua. And at this time, living in the land of Jericho, there was a woman named Rahab, who was a prostitute. And although this woman was a prostitute, the Word of God and God Himself declares this woman as a hero of faith, someone that God highly esteems because of her demonstrated faith. Rahab knew the battle that would take place at Jericho and could have stood against Joshua and his spies, but instead she made the choice to hide them and help the army of God. Something in her knew that the God of Israel was the true God. And despite living in Jericho and the demand for the spies from the king, Rahab made a decision in faith to go against the ruler of Jericho by hiding Joshua's spies. In Hebrews 11:31 it says, "By faith the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, when she had received the spies with peace." Those who didn't believe or have faith perished, but Rahab made the decision to believe, and her faith was credited by God, and she was spared. Joshua 6:25, Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, her father's household and all that she had, and she dwells in Israel even to this day, because she hid the messengers, which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. And not only was Rahab saved for her action of faith, but she is upheld as a hero of faith according to God, playing a key role in fulfilling God's purpose for His people. In another account of God using the unlikely, there was a woman named Ruth, who was a Moabite, from the land of Moab, a wicked, ungodly land, a people who were the enemies of Israel. And Ruth, who was a widow at the time, chose to be loyal to her mother-in-law and believe in the God of Israel. Instead of staying in her land, she left with Naomi to travel to Bethlehem. And as the story goes, Ruth found favor in the eyes of a man named Boaz. And Boaz, who was a symbolic representation or a type of Jesus Christ, redeems Ruth. Ruth 3:12, although it is true that I am a guardian redeemer of our family, there is another who is more closely related than I. Verse 13, Boaz took Ruth, she was his wife, and when he went into her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. And this was a symbolic representation of what happens today. Christ redeems people through faith in His blood. Ruth was not Jewish. She was considered an enemy of the people of Israel as a Moabite, and from a wicked place, and yet God had a plan to redeem her, and not only redeem her, but use her for an even bigger purpose. Matthew 1:5, Salmon the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab, Boaz the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth, Obed the father of Jesse. The mother of Boaz was Rahab the prostitute, and the husband of Ruth the Moabite was now the mother of Obed, the son that they had, and it was through that lineage that ultimately would bring forth the Son of God, Jesus Christ. So it goes to show you that God can and will use anybody to fulfill His purpose, and that even though you may be a prostitute or from a wicked place and an enemy of God, faith pleases God, and ultimately redemption and grace is the character of God and the will of God, despite the shortcomings of humans. Because it was through these people that God brought the greatest gift to mankind, Jesus Christ.